The Waste Management Society of Nigeria estimates that nearly 65 million metric tons of waste are generated in Nigeria yearly, with Lagos alone generating about 13 million metric tons of that total. Of this, about 2,250 tons of plastic waste is generated daily in the state. Yearly, it is more than 800,000 tons. Well, for more on this, Ambassador Obuesi Phillips, President, Chief Executive Officer, Statewide Waste and Environmental Education Foundation, joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, so we are reeling out those figures, metric tons. What exactly are we dealing with when you talk about plastic waste in Lagos? How big is this?
Very big. Very big. The awareness started late for us. And before we got to this level of awareness, it's been going on for years. And let me, without mentioning a brand name, one of the major users of plastic waste materials, those over 250 million tons annually churns out products packaged in plastics yearly. 250 million, just one. And we have several domiciled here. And you are talking of how many? 65,
I think.
65 million metric tons.
Yes.
Now, one entity, one manufacturer churns out approximately 250 million in products. Those products, when they are churned out, the plastics remain here.
Yeah.
Now, we have several of them, and so many unaccounted for, unregulated ones. I mean, plastic water-making companies that churn out millions of bottles of plastics every day. All this end up in the environment because the waste management sector is not properly regulated. They all end up here, and we're able to manage about 63 million metric tons in Nigeria. That is way, 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 way below what is churned out. When we calculate the amount of plastics in the environment, we calculate it vis-a-vis the quantum that is brought in. So if you say and of the 63 million metric tons that we harvest, they are not all plastics. So just about 30% of that are recyclable waste. Amongst all the recyclable waste, just a percentage of that recyclable waste are plastics. So we have not started. The quantum of plastics in our environment is huge. It goes into different, in fact, let's not talk, that is not the question now, but the size of plastics in Lagos, in Nigeria, is humongous. And unless proper actions are taken towards them, we are in a problem.
Wow, you mentioned, even in that short time, you've mentioned regulations. You know, because when you were talking, I was trying to think, what do other countries do? Surely the other countries, when she's asking about the scale of the problem, my mind goes to the global, the global situation. What are other countries doing to control their waste? And then just to find out, before you launch into solutions, what is your organization? Are you a Lagos State-birthed organization, or are you an independent organization? How do you work in relation to the state government?
Our organization, SWEEP Foundation for short, Statewide Waste and Environmental Education Foundation, is a national body. Is an organization made up of volunteers, people who are inspired and passionate in this direction, in the area of waste management, because we almost been drowned by waste everywhere in the state and across. We have presence not just in Lagos, but across the country. It has nothing to do with the state government, but it relates with state government because state government manage waste within their jurisdiction. So we relate necessarily with the state government so as to be able to exist and get involved in activities within their jurisdictions. But beyond that, we are independent. We are not for-profit organization working in the waste management sector, helping to provide education, helping to provide change in lifestyles for the people, helping to create awareness around the entire sector. So we have nothing to do.
So your solutions is to do with awareness?
Our solution is to do with awareness, beyond awareness, because the problem is a lifestyle problem for Nigerians, for us as Nigerians, we have suddenly changed our lifestyle to, the foreign kind of lifestyles, and because of that, we are generating waste far beyond what we should be generating. So our organization is involved in education. We help in modeling lifestyles, modeling sanitation lifestyles, modeling sustainable lifestyles.
I hate to interrupt that thought, but let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back, talk some more. Join us again. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're still with us on Newsday, and we continue the conversation on statewide waste with Ambassador Obuesi Phillips. It's good to have you. So you were talking about solutions before we went on that brief break.
Yeah, I was trying to say that unless the people change their lifestyles, and unless the government becomes even more serious, even more committed, even more passionate about the issue of waste in our cities, we have a problem in our hands. Because a lot of the challenges that we face, especially with respect to traffic, can be traceable to the issue of waste. Because when we dump indiscriminately this waste, especially PET bottles, because they are solid, because they are strong, a whole lot of them gathers in the drain and they cause a blockade of the drain. When it is blocked, when they block the drains, other waste piles up there and the water will see nowhere to go.
And then you have flooding.
Then you have flooding. And when you have flooding, because Lagos is close to the lagoon and, salt water and things like that, when the water gathers on our roads, they spoil, salt water, the road goes bad.
Yes.
When the road goes bad, automatically traffic will occur. Beyond the issue of flooding, when there's flooding, mosquitoes will breed. Diseases will be able to, so many challenges that has to do with waste management, we have to address it. Now, the solution has to do with, one, government regulation. Government, to a very large extent, though in Lagos they are trying, but to a very large extent, government has not shown that willingness, that political will, because the government is run by politicians who want to win elections and things like that. So the will to come hard on the citizens is not there. You come hard on the citizens will not want to vote for you in the next election. So governments have to dance in between the lines with respect to this. So we have to develop that governmental will to address these challenges. The issue of prosecution of offenders, the issue of arrest and prosecution of offenders, the different issues crop up. We must address them. While talking about that, we must also talk about the people. We the citizens, because we are the generators of this waste. A lot of citizens don't see reason why they should pay for waste evacuation by the state agency responsible. For a whole lot of them, they experience a whole lot of fight with the officials of the waste management agency. So a whole lot of issues are there. That also brings me to the solution of recycling as a form of...
It's like we wouldn't have time to go into that. I even wanted to find out about waste to wealth. That's another area entirely. Another area, so you have to come back again.
We just have to... One thing is important here, that all hands must be on deck.
Including the manufacturers of these products that end up... we should hold them to account as well.
That is the essence of the producer's responsibility deal. We have
Ambassador Obuesi, you have a lot to say. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much.